salutations. Welcome to what is good now. Greetings and salutations. I am the Ghoulfather at your service, and welcome to another edition of What is in the Box. A few disclaimers. I am just returning from Ramonesgore, and my voice is quite shot. I kind of feel like one of those ladies on Long Island, you know, the ones that talk like this. Darling, you look wonderful. What a lovely affair. Irving, get the car. So, you must excuse me for that. Also, I didn't have quite enough time to prepare, as I usually do. So I'm going to be using notes more so than I've done in the past, which makes my editor very upset. But, it is what it is, as they say. Oh, I've got a new friend with me, though. Adorable. Mwah! Boop. Well, speaking of Ramonesgore, it all happened this weekend. A wonderful time was had by all. And I wanted to bring up my friend Les Price, who played the knife-wielding zombie who went one-on-one with Batista in Army of the Dead. Got to meet this gentleman, got a selfie, and some lovely autographed pics. Very nice fellow. They originally wanted me for the role, but they felt I might be a bit too intimidating for Batista. And if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you. I did get to see some bands that I never saw before, including the Louseketeers, and they were a lot of fun. But I finally got to see the Mad Splatter, and they played Dead Babysitter. Just for me. And I did appreciate that. The Zoanoids doing their first show ever, which I wasn't aware of because it certainly did not look like their first live performance. Of course, Dickie Devil and the Deviants put on their usual extraordinary show, premiering their new track, Oh My Goth. I'm sure the goth girls would like that one. They're always pandering. Rocky Dennisface, got to see them for the first time, and of course, song dedicated to moi fell through. And lest we forget, everyone's favorite mongoloids, the Jasons, who brought the house down, as usual. So, if you were there, I'm sure you know what I speak of, and if you weren't, shame on you. But we have more shows coming up. Well, oh, my candle's not lit. Like I said, we're very much off the cuff here. Moving on. Very well. Some of you may or may not have heard of a band called the Destruct Principle. And their first album, The Malignant Hymn, came out in 2018.
Hey, Lauren Wright of the Destruct Principle and the Dark Parlor here. Letting you guys know that on July 1st, we'll be releasing our first single from the Greater Magic Movement, The Ash of Histories. From now until July 1st, we have a limited edition art print of The Ash of Histories on our merch store. Follow our socials and our website for all Rituals merchandise and more information.
We have a little preview, a track called The Ash of Histories. And I would like to share a little clip of that with you now.
The sacred, the native, the ancient, the sacred, the native,
that was something, wasn't it? So, if you noticed, the Destruct Principle were more industrial, almost leaning towards black metal on their first album, but now they've definitely become much more tribal, darker, more atmospheric, and certainly more evil. It is difficult to categorize them. One could say ritualistic, industrial. They do a combination of harsh, intense, some might even say abrasive vocals, mixed with beautiful operatic vocals and group chanting. As far as influences, there's definitely a bit of Skinny Puppy, more than a bit some may say. As far as bands that I'm familiar with, very familiar with, that I adore, Celtic Frost. And while the Destruct Principle is not a thrash band by any means, Celtic Frost would often push the envelope, avant-garde if you will, combining violins, operatic vocals with strong, with Tom G. Warrior's more harsh vocals and his screaming guitar solos. So that would be my comparison. So this is a little taste of what is to come. And it's so original, so different, so exciting. And I know people are always complaining that here in horror punk or horror music, they say everything sounds the same. And I don't agree. But if you're looking for something that most assuredly does not sound the same, then you'll want to check out The Ash of Histories by the Destruct Principle, which is being released today. Music to slay a goat by. That being said, let's get away with thee. I want to thank you all for joining me. This What Is in the Box will be a bit brief because I must look a fright. And I also must work on a summer wardrobe. Crushed velvet doesn't do well in 100-degree heat. But I'll be back with you soon, and I have something quite exciting up my sleeve, as usual. But, as always, you'll have to wait. Sithis von Hammerfuck and play Graverobber. This was your doing, wasn't it? I don't like yogurt. You haven't heard the last of this. We may be freaks, but we are not alone.